Yo, welcome back. Another match against Franca on the play. Opener is a little awkward. The rumbling, can't cast rumble without a green source. Too many high drops. The Tolarian's not really shining without density of low cost artifacts, so we can take a mull here. It's an interesting one. It's got a Soul Ring in it, which is obviously usually land plus Soul Ring is enough to convince me to keep the hand. Given the chance to Serampad on 6, we can put the Soul Ring on the bottom and then get a fresh hand. I think I'm going to keep and just put the Brood Scale on the bottom. If Soul Ring gets messed up, then probably lose, but can't always live in fear. If it does resolve, then we've got access to we can at least cycle the Kozilek's command. I also know All's Dust is generally going to be good against what Frank is doing. He usually likes to play initiative decks, so. Okay, well he's probably going to Thoughtseize this Kozilek's command anyway, so I'm just going to cycle it. Really just want it to be a land. Not great. If you can find green source for the Rumble, then I'll won't feel too bad, but assuming that the Serampad doesn't take here, there's a good chance I won't be doing anything next turn. Okay, I'll take the Rumble. I do agree if I draw a green source, the Rumble really gets the hand to look pretty respectable, but don't have that many green sources in the deck to be honest, so I think I would have taken the Serum Powder, but definitely an argument to take the Rumble. So at least we've got access to Ballista for 2 next turn. Don't feel too bad about our spot. Given they're not really committing anything to the board here, we'll at least be able to play the first threat for the most part. And we've got a good slew of answers to work around any threats that they can present. Not really too off of either of the 7 drops in hand, so if the Ballista survives, we can just keep activating that in the meantime. Okay, Ballista does not survive. Pretty good draw here, actually. If we can find any good land, we can copy it with the serum, the Thespian stage here. So I could have double City of Traders, which would let me cast either of these. I don't hate that idea. The good thing is I can cast either of my 7-drops for next turn onwards, and then I can just change the Thespian stage back into any other land to, if I do draw another land, to prevent it from getting sacrificed. So let's go with this. Hoping just to see a threat from them this following turn, and then I can play the Devourer and maybe hit with the Devourer 3 times, and that could do the trick. Devourer is pretty difficult to kill, doesn't die to push, doesn't die to drown the lock. So hopefully it's pretty sticky. I don't even necessarily need to copy the city to play either of the 7-drops, but I think I will just to have the one spare mana. Play around days, maybe play another spell next turn, and then it's not difficult for me to turn back to maybe just forest the following turns. Not sure why the Bowmasters isn't coming in. Also, no activation of Bombardiers is. I guess that's fine. I probably wouldn't. I guess they wouldn't trade this for 2 damage or this for 4 damage. Okay, now they are Bombardier. So the Bowmasters really isn't a scary threat against my deck, so I'm pretty. Oh, okay. This actually works quite well. I can play both now. Does open me up to days, but does get the board presence going a little bit faster, which is good. And I still get my cast trigger at the very least. Take care of the Bombardiers. Hopefully there's just one more threat put into play this turn, and then we can always dust their board and attack twice for the to sneak out the win. I've been pretty happy with this card. It doesn't do like either of its roles particularly well, in that it's pseudo ramp for expensive things or a lord. And like on its own, I probably wouldn't play either of those. But the combination is pretty good when you factor in the fact that you can make a bunch of scions and then pump them up with the lord effect, or just have an early creature to kind of come up the board, and then it allows you to play Devourer. Like this turn was a lot better because I was able to play this and this. So I'm still happy to include it. It's definitely bottom 5 worst cards in the deck, but still respectable. So this is pretty good for us. We'll take 5 here and 4 here, and then we'll. I think I'm fine to all his dust, and then just crack back in. I don't want to let Headliner start accruing card advantage, and don't want to risk our life total going too low. Or better yet, we could cast this card. Let's do that. This only costs 7, so that's pretty easy. If they don't concede and we keep playing, I'll attack with the Devourer and then put them dead to 1 Emrakul hit, and then on their turn I would block Emrakul on Headliner, get the Held to end on the Bowmasters, and then probably exert this land and see what else I can muster up. Any other spot removal I could waste, but yeah, that was... Emrakul usually does the trick against these Grixis variants. Alright. As for sideboarding, cards that interest me, I'll just put in this pile and then I'll discuss whether or not they're good enough to make the cut. I don't think any of these 7 are that appealing. They're quite interactive, so let's cut the Buzzing Brood scale combo, trim on the artifacts. Happy to trim all his dust to I think Chalice is good. Bauble's good. Trinisphere is probably not quite there. I like Trinisphere a bit more on the play, but if you're playing Trinisphere on turn 2 and they're on the play, then they're untapping against Trinisphere with 3 mana already, so they can still just cast their 1 spell, and that might be a Baragoi for something that they'd already be happy to spend 3 mana on it. So don't want to go down that avenue. On the draw, maybe I'll reconsider on the play. Maybe there's some argument for all this dust. They're quite a play to the board version of Grixis. So let's play both of these. And I'll cut maybe Reality Smasher. I think I'm more of the control deck in this matchup, so Smasher's Haste is kind of not very handy if you're just going to leave it back to block, so fine to cut that, especially on the draw. Opener is pretty unexciting. Could go Amulet, charge it, and then Rumble. It's not the worst hand. I think on average I can do better with a 6. It's also very artifact dependent, which is not really a great place to be game 2. This hand's very poor. Jigmal as well. This hand's also bad, so let's powder it. I want to keep Ayavugan in the deck, and I think Fortnite. Try 4. Okay, that's good. So, we haven't got a lot of cards to work with, but we can go Amulet, which turns on the Academy, play Sol Ring, and then play either the Relic or the Null Drifter. So we're definitely going to be bottoming. Definitely Dismember. I could maybe Golos as well. Is this enough mana to... If I go keep these 4, is that enough to get me to Golos turn 2? I think it is. So this will make 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it seems like a decent plan. Clearly it's very fragile, but when you're mulling to 4, there's not... You gotta kind of just hope to fade a bit of interaction. looking back at the 7 with the Amulet and the Malevolent Rumble, I'm actually not convinced that's a better hand than this 4, which is pretty crazy to say. Let's see. Start with the Mine. Okay. Step 1 of resolving Soul Ring has gone successfully. If the Golos does get down, I think we're just getting Saga and then trying to run with that game plan. Maybe a Scarlet. This card's been very impressive every time I've seen it. It's usually, well, usually it's the last card you see before you get attacked for lethal. And even if it's not, it just turns into a card advantage engine, so very impressive card. I think it's the only good card from that Cluedo set. I wonder if it's expensive. Probably is for that reason. Reanimator Scarlet. Cool. I will not be blocking. Given this, I think I'm still inclined to get Saga without anything else changing. The more blockers we can put in front of Scarlet, the better. Okay, that's appealing too. I think I like getting this down for 1. And then Golosing. Yeah, let's stick with the Saga plan. I didn't know Scarlet made the tokens, or made the exiled card face down. It's interesting. Alrighty, Mr. Flux. So, probably willing to let the amulet go in this spot. So I need to pay 6 to keep these 3. So definitely going to start by tapping Tolarian. Pay for Golos. Pay for Chalice. Not pay for this. And then Soren can pay for itself. Okay, cool. I was hoping to draw a land here because that means we can also make Saga token. So let's go ahead and attack with the Golos and then plan on doing that. Okay, so the Scarlet card is gone. Okay. Wasn't sure if the Scarlet card stayed available, but just until end of turn, so that's good. Now next turn's going to be strange for the flux, we're going to have to pay at least, well, if we want to keep everything, we need to pay 8, which isn't going to be doable. But if we pay 6 to keep Golos, Sol Ring, Construct Token, then and let the Chalice go. Oh, I feel like the Chalice is kind of doing a good job. There's the trouble with Chalice. You can never really tell. Okay, more Artifact Hate. How rude. Well, now I don't know how we're going to approach this. Looks like the Null Rod was hit off of Scarlet. Dismembering this. Sure. Given that we're not going to be able to effectively hold on to all of the artifacts we have, I think it's better just to make the token and trade here with the Scarlet. The plan last turn was going to be go get Candelabra, and then we'd have heaps of mana with the Tolarian to hold onto all the artifacts through the energy flux, but with the Null Rod, it's a bit of a different story. So I guess the Sol Ring's pretty useless, so let's just keep the Chalice. Yep. Also, it might be better to just thinking about the best way to pay for this. Is my Tolarian likely to make more than 2 mana? I think it is, because I'm going to make another construct and then get something off of it, so I should just tap these lands. Oh. Actually, yeah, no, this isn't going to work exactly how I wanted it to. Keep that. Like this. Let the Soaring go. Let's take Bubble. That'll be this turn. Next turn. Not sure. It's pretty hard to kind of keep much power in play against both of these. One of them would be very manageable, but both is pretty backbreaking when my draw is very artifact dependent and I multi-fall. I guess next turn I would just keep Chalice plus Construct. That's have too much. No to this. Yes to this. Yes to this. Yeah, it's gonna be tough to cobble much of anything else together. We really need to draw some lands here to just let us hold on to more artifacts, but having drawn more artifacts and things that we can't really cast because we're just stuck under the energy flux isn't good. I suppose I can let the chalice go and keep the construct, play the flesh raker out, and then just try and pivot into a more of an Eldrazi game plan instead of just trying to hold on to these artifacts which are already pretty well taxed. I can also just block here, force a discard. I guess I'm happy to just go away from the just give up on my artifacts, I guess. A lot of hate for artifacts. I've got Plunderer, Flux, Nullrod. So I'll definitely consider just moving away from, well, cutting whatever other artifacts I can for game 3. I assume they're going to keep this Nullrod around. It's nice to see the energy flux is taxing them more now than me, but yeah, I think it's done its damage. It's going to be tough to beat the frog at this point. I mean, I could draw like a Thought Knot and then deal 3 damage off the Flesh Raker, take a removal spell, and there's definitely a way I could win this one, but would need a pretty specific set of draws, and they'd have to have very little going on to let me have that chance. They're at 7. Okay, it's going to be tough. Without the Flash Raker, I don't really see how I get back in this one. Wish I had that Smasher in my deck still. So they've shown Brotherhood's End, Flux, Nullrod, and Plunderer. So they are making a statement that they do not want to lose to artifacts. So probably bring back in the Smasher. See what other threats we can play that are not reliant on being artifacts. So probably this Battle Mage is fine. The Reality Smash is good. So we'll try and bring those two in over some artifacts for game 3. To draw like a Coslex Command or something to have a chance here. This would keep us alive, but it's not a good life. They can just, if they don't play anything pre-combat, they can just, if I make the token, they can jump frog, discard their hand, and that'll be a kill. Maybe they respect the possibility of a removal spell or combat trick, but I think they should. They might just kill me. Good old frog. Okay, they're starting to discard a frog, so that's probably what they're doing. I guess they're just putting lethal together and then making me do something. I'll make a fish. Frog is now flying. Frog is now discarding. Okay, frog is now lethal. So, what non-artifacts threats can I play? This Thief of Existence actually probably isn't too bad when they're showing Chrome Mox, Mox Diamond, and multiple artifact hate cards in the form of permanents. They don't seem to have delve threats, so maybe the Hearse isn't great. Maybe Relic isn't great. Don't think I want to go as big as Kozilek. Definitely Smasher. Contortion's contentious. It doesn't kill Frog. Kills a Screaming Nemesis, but that's not really that scary. Kills Bowmaster, but also not that scary. Kills a FOMO. Kills all the things I'm not actually that worried about, and it doesn't do it too efficiently, so I don't love it. Let's bring in these. What else can we cut? I think the Vexing Baubles are a lot better on the play as well when they've got Moxes, so let's definitely leave it in here. The curve is very high, but I don't really think there's any cards up here I want to cut. They're actually kind of a quicker deck, so the Neldrifter card advantage isn't that appealing. I think I'm happy with this plan. Definitely an interesting hand. It's a little awkward. It's got some things going for it. Like I really like Fleshraker plus Cradle that can go out of hand very quickly, and then the Karn is a big payoff if I can put a lot of mana together. Is very appealing. And then I've got a lot of ways to pump out the spawn with the Fleshraker with these two cheap artifacts. The contention is the Vexing Bauble turning these off. I probably should mull. If this Once Upon a Time hits a normal non-soul land, then I won't be able to Fleshraker turn 2. Let's take a mull. Okay, this is definitely better. Let's go keep. Probably drop the All Is Dust. Yeah, we can find more big threats off of the redraw Once Upon a Time. Frank mulled to 5 so far. Hopefully on a mull to 5 they struggle to justify keeping a Null Rod or a Energy Flux over, say, like 2 lands, piece of interaction threat. So yeah, we'll see if they can justify keeping one, because the hand is very vulnerable to a Null Rod, but on 5 cards I think it'll be tough to hold on to that. Could run out the It That Held the End. I think I just want to develop my mana. Probably should use the Bauble. Holding the Bauble's good if I draw exactly a 5-drop, but I think it's probably better that I try and find something to cast next turn. It's only better for me to hold it if I draw exactly Smasher here, or some other 5-drop that's really good. Otherwise, it's better to find something else to develop my next turn. Theater. Okay. Maybe we just stumble into Tron. Definitely going to hold the Battle Mage. I don't think we can spew it as just a 2-2. Yeah, I don't love our spot. The hand's like got a lot of mana, but it's just too reactive, and I'd rather, like, when I've got the mana advantage, I just want to be planning some threats. So being reactive, another reactive spell, isn't great. Got all this mana that I could have spent. Like if I just had a Smasher, then I would have been in great shape. But what is the cost of putting in interactive cards in your ramp deck? You draw all the ramp and all the interaction, and your opponent doesn't cast anything, and gives them a chance to just kind of find their footing, I guess. Hieroglyph, sure. I'm probably going to dismember this at some point, so let's just kill it now to save the life. Okay. Not a bad draw. This turns on the Mox Opal, so now the Battle Mage can produce, or it can produce blue for the Battle Mage to bounce something. Battle Mage now 4/4 thanks to the Monument. Okay, cool. This is fine. I'll just Battle Mage this. Move on. We have just found Tron. So we have probably 15 odd mana now with the Forsaken Monument, the Soul Ring back online. You just need to find a threat. Sure. Thanks. 4, 7, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I was right. 15 mana. Okay, no threat on this turn is really good. I had a feeling Hasty Threat was going to come down from the arena, but not seeing that's great. And we draw a very nice threat in the form of a card. Let's cast that. I think I'm just going to go for the throat and get the... Oh, Ballista's pretty appealing to... How does this thing work? Searches their library. This only searches outside the game. So... If I get... Let's go get Ballista this turn. If I get the Mycosynth and cast it, and then get this thing gets killed, and then I just attack the Khan, then I'm kind of back to square one. If I get Ballista, I'm also just kind of in an amazing spot. So let's just do this. Okay, feeling pretty good now. Oh no. I didn't haste it. Interesting. I guess with the blister things available, there's no reason to haste it, but I would at least force the blister to activate. Ulamog. I love that guy. Can I do both? Probably not. I did say 15, right? This is 4, 7, 10, 11, 12, 15, yeah. I just need more mana. I only have 15. It's rough. Alright, let's just destroy their blue sources. Actually, I probably kill them if I just kill the threats. Let's just hit their 2 creatures and then attack with the Psycho Monument as well. That's probably lethal. Yeah. Cool. That's the match. Thanks for watching, and see you guys next time.